Tokyo is the most populous metro area on Earth, a city that somehow feels futuristic and traditional at the same time. And before you book anything, here is everything you actually need to know before you go. We are covering entry requirements, getting around on the trains, the best neighborhoods to stay in, safety, real costs, the best time to visit, and the mistakes first-timers keep making. From the neon chaos of Shibuya to the quiet shrines of Asakusa and the sushi counters of Tsukiji, Tokyo packs an enormous range of experiences into one sprawling city. Save this video before you start booking flights, because we are answering the questions people actually search before landing in Tokyo. Let us start with entry requirements. Citizens of the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, Australia, and most of Europe can enter Japan visa-free for short tourist stays of up to 90 days. As of 2026, Japan requires visa-exempt travelers to register through the Japan Electronic Travel Authorization System online before departure, a quick digital step that replaces the old paper immigration cards for most nationalities. Make sure your passport has at least 6 months of validity remaining beyond your planned departure date, since airlines will check this at check-in and can deny boarding if it falls short. Border officers occasionally ask for proof of onward travel and a hotel confirmation, so keep a return ticket and your first night's reservation handy, even if no one ends up asking. If you are staying longer than 90 days, studying or working, you will need a proper visa arranged in advance through a Japanese consulate, which can take weeks depending on the category. Travel insurance is not mandatory for short tourist stays, but it is strongly recommended given the cost of private health care in Japan, especially for anything beyond a routine pharmacy visit. If you are traveling with children and are not both legal guardians, bring proof of relationship or parental consent documents. Immigration does occasionally ask for this on family trips. Customs rules in Japan are strict on certain medications, including some common cold and allergy medicines that are legal elsewhere but restricted here, so check the list before you pack your carry-on. Register your trip with your home country's travel advisory service if one is available. It costs nothing and makes it far easier for anyone to reach you in a rare emergency abroad. And always check the official requirements close to your travel date, since Japan's entry rules have shifted more than once in recent years and could change again before you fly. Duty-free allowances for alcohol and tobacco are fairly generous, but bringing in more than the personal use limit of certain items can trigger extra questioning at customs, so know the limits before you pack. If you plan to work remotely during your stay, note that the standard tourist entry does not permit local employment, even for a foreign employer. So check whether a separate digital nomad visa applies to your situation. Most international visitors fly into Narita or Haneda Airport, and Haneda sits much closer to central Tokyo, so it is worth paying a bit more to land there if your itinerary allows it. From either airport, express trains like the Narita Express or the Keikyu line get you into the city in under an hour and are far more reliable than fighting Tokyo traffic in a taxi. Buy a Suica or Pasmo IC card the moment you land. It taps onto nearly every train, subway, bus, and vending machine in the city and removes the headache of buying individual paper tickets. Tokyo's subway and rail network is enormous, but extremely well signed in English, with color-coded lines and numbered stations that make navigating far less intimidating than it first appears. If you are traveling beyond Tokyo to cities like Kyoto or Osaka, a Japan Rail Pass can save real money, but it only pays off if you are covering long distances, so calculate before buying. The Shinkansen bullet train connects Tokyo to the rest of the country at incredible speed, and reserved seats are worth the small extra fee during busy holiday travel periods. Rush hour on the Tokyo subway, roughly 7:30 to 9 in the morning, is genuinely packed shoulder to shoulder, so plan sightseeing trips outside that window if you can. Taxis are clean, safe, and metered honestly, but they are expensive for longer trips, so save them for late nights after the trains stop running, usually around midnight. Walking is one of the best ways to experience Tokyo's neighborhoods, since many are compact and packed with small streets that trains and buses simply do not reveal. And download a transit app like Google Maps or Japan Transit Planner before you land. Both give real-time platform numbers and transfer directions that make the rail system far less overwhelming. Coin lockers at nearly every major station let you stash luggage for a few dollars. Genuinely useful if you land early and want to explore before your hotel check-in time opens up. Airport limousine buses are a comfortable, if slower, alternative to trains, dropping directly at many major hotels without a single transfer, worth considering if you are traveling with heavy luggage or jet-lagged. Shinjuku is the classic first-time base, home to the busiest train station in the world, endless dining, and easy access to nearly every other part of the city. Shibuya delivers the energy most visitors picture when they imagine Tokyo, anchored by the famous Scramble Crossing and a nightlife and shopping scene that runs late into the night. Asakusa keeps you closer to old Tokyo, centered on Sensoji Temple and traditional streets, and tends to run quieter and slightly more affordable than the newer districts. Ginza is the upscale option, known for department stores, fine dining, and a polished atmosphere that appeals to travelers who want comfort over chaos. Akihabara is the hub for anime, electronics, and gaming culture, a fun home base for travelers specifically chasing that side of modern Japan. Ueno offers museums, a sprawling park, and one of the city's best markets, plus strong train connections that make it a practical, less touristy base. Roppongi has a reputation as the nightlife district for foreigners, with art museums by day and bars and clubs by night, though it can feel less distinctly Japanese than other areas. For a quieter, more local feel, Nakameguro and Shimokitazawa offer canal-side cafes and vintage shopping streets popular with young Tokyoites rather than tour groups. Whichever area you choose, staying near a major JR Yamanote line station keeps you within easy reach of almost everywhere else, since that loop line circles the entire city center. First-timers with limited days generally do best splitting a stay between Shinjuku or Shibuya for energy and Asakusa or Ueno for a calmer, more traditional contrast. Ryokan-style stays, traditional inns with tatami floors and communal baths, are more common outside central Tokyo, but a handful of urban ryokan let visitors sample the experience without leaving the city. Business hotel chains like APA and Toyoko Inn offer small but clean and reliably priced rooms across nearly every neighborhood, a solid fallback if you are booking on short notice. Now let us talk safety. Tokyo is consistently ranked among the safest major cities on Earth. Violent crime against tourists is extremely rare, even late at night in busy districts. Petty theft is uncommon compared to other major cities, but it is not zero, so standard precautions still apply on crowded trains and in tourist-heavy areas like Shibuya and Asakusa. Solo travelers, including women, generally report feeling very comfortable walking alone at night in Tokyo, a reputation that is well-earned and consistently backed by international safety surveys. Earthquakes are a real part of life in Japan, and while major damaging quakes are rare in central Tokyo, familiarize yourself with basic safety guidance posted in most hotels and train stations. Emergency services are highly reliable. Dial 119 for fire and ambulance and 110 for police. Though English support can be limited outside major tourist areas, tap water is safe to drink throughout Tokyo, and public restrooms, even in train stations, are generally clean and well-maintained compared to many other major world cities. Scams targeting tourists exist, but are far less common than in many other big cities. The most reported ones involve overpriced bars in nightlife districts that pressure customers after they sit down. Healthcare quality is excellent if something does go wrong, though language barriers can complicate a hospital visit, so consider a translation app or travel insurance with a multilingual support line. Typhoon season runs roughly June through October, and while Tokyo itself is usually spared the worst, check forecasts if your trip overlaps with late summer or early autumn. Overall, most visitors to Tokyo encounter nothing more serious than a crowded train platform. The city's reputation for order and safety among global travelers is thoroughly well earned. Register with your embassy's traveler program before you fly. It is free, takes minutes, and makes it far easier for officials to reach you in the unlikely event of a natural disaster. Keep a small paper map or offline map downloaded as backup, since heavy rain or a dead phone battery can happen anywhere, and Tokyo's dense blocks are harder to navigate from memory alone. Tokyo has a reputation for being expensive, but a weak yen in recent years has actually made it one of the better value major cities for travelers holding dollars, euros, or pounds. Budget travelers can get by on roughly $60 to $90 a day, covering hostels, convenience store meals, and train fare, while mid-range trips typically run $150 to $250 daily. A comfortable hotel room in a central neighborhood like Shinjuku or Shibuya generally runs $100 to $200 a night, though capsule hotels and business hotels offer far cheaper options. Food is where Tokyo genuinely surprises people. A filling bowl of ramen or a conveyor belt sushi meal often costs less than $10, even in central neighborhoods. Convenience stores, known locally as konbini, sell surprisingly good cheap meals around the clock and are a genuinely reliable budget option rather than a last resort. Train fares are affordable for single rides, but they add up on a packed itinerary, so calculate whether a day pass or IC card top-up saves money based on your planned stops. Museum and attraction entry fees are generally modest by international standards, often $5 to $15, with several major parks and shrines remaining completely free to enter. Shopping can blow a budget fast in districts like Ginza or Harajuku, but tax-free shopping for tourists on purchases over a set amount can meaningfully offset the cost. Tipping is not expected anywhere in Japan, including restaurants, taxis, and hotels, and attempting to tip can sometimes cause genuine confusion, so simply pay the listed price. Altogether, a comfortable week in Tokyo covering a mid-range hotel, good food, and steady sightseeing typically lands between $1,000 and $2,000 per person, excluding flights. Credit cards are far more widely accepted in 2026 than a decade ago, especially at hotels and chain restaurants, though smaller family-run spots and shrines still often expect cash. Look for lunch set menus called teishoku at restaurants that also serve dinner. They frequently offer the same quality food at nearly half the price of the evening menu. Spring, roughly late March through April, is the most famous season to visit, when cherry blossoms bloom across the city's parks and riverbanks, though it is also the most crowded and expensive window. Autumn, particularly November, rivals spring for scenery, with vivid fall foliage in parks like Shinjuku-gyoen and comfortable temperatures without the peak season crowds. Summer, June through August, brings heat, humidity, and the tail end of the rainy season, making it the least comfortable time to walk the city for extended stretches. Winter is genuinely underrated. Cold but rarely brutal, with clear skies, thin crowds, and excellent illumination displays that light up the city through December. Golden Week, in late April through early May, sees domestic Japanese tourism spike hard, making hotels and trains noticeably more expensive and crowded, so plan around it if possible. If avoiding crowds matters more to you than blossoms or foliage, late January through February offers some of the year's best hotel rates alongside crisp, clear weather. For festival timing, the Sanja Matsuri in May and various summer fireworks festivals bring huge, colorful crowds to specific neighborhoods, worth chasing if your dates line up. Rainy season, called Tsuyu, typically runs early June through mid-July, bringing frequent showers that are worth planning around with flexible indoor backup activities. Whatever season you choose, book accommodations well ahead if your trip overlaps with cherry blossom season or golden week, since prices and availability shift fast during those windows. Overall, early April for blossoms or November for foliage tend to offer the best balance of good weather and manageable crowds for a first-time visit. New Year's, celebrated December 31st into January, brings packed shrines for the first visit of the year, called Hatsumode, a striking cultural moment if your dates happen to overlap. September still carries typhoon risk even as temperatures cool, so travelers visiting early autumn should keep an eye on tropical storm tracking in the weeks before departure. The Shibuya Scramble Crossing is the essential first stop for most visitors, best experienced from the Shibuya Sky Observation Deck for a view of the crowds flowing below. Sensoji Temple in Asakusa is Tokyo's oldest temple, and the approach through Nakamize Shopping Street offers a genuinely lively mix of history and street snacks. The Meiji Shrine, tucked inside a forested park near Harajuku, offers a striking contrast. A quiet, spiritual space just minutes from some of the city's busiest streets. Tsukiji Outer Market remains a top food destination even after the wholesale fish auction moved to Toyosu, with fresh sushi breakfasts that draw lines before sunrise. Team Lab Digital Art Museums, whether the planets or borderless location, deliver an immersive, photogenic experience unlike anything most visitors have seen elsewhere. The Tokyo Sky Tree and Tokyo Tower both offer sweeping city views, with the Sky Tree standing taller, but Tokyo Tower often preferred for its classic, nostalgic skyline shot. A day trip to Nikko or Kamakura, both under 2 hours by train, rewards visitors with temples, shrines, and mountain or coastal scenery well outside the urban core. Harajuku's Takeshita Street delivers Tokyo's most colorful, youth-driven fashion and snack culture, a sensory overload worth an hour even if shopping is not the goal. Odaiba, built on reclaimed land in Tokyo Bay, combines shopping malls, a giant Gundam statue, and bay views, a solid half-day for travelers wanting a change of pace. And a sumo tournament or stable practice visit, when the schedule lines up, offers a rare, genuinely traditional experience that most first-time visitors never think to look for. Shinjuku Gyoen and Yoyogi Park offer some of the best green space in the city, ideal for a slower afternoon between temple visits and neon-lit shopping streets. A visit to a themed cafe, whether animal, robot, or maid-themed, gives a lighthearted look at Tokyo's flair for turning a simple meal into a full experience. Tokyo is arguably the greatest food city on Earth, holding more Michelin-starred restaurants than any other city. Yet some of its best meals come from humble ramen counters and standing sushi bars. Slurping noodles is genuinely acceptable, even encouraged, and considered a sign that you are enjoying your ramen or soba rather than a breach of etiquette. Bowing is a normal part of daily interaction. A slight nod is enough for tourists and will always be appreciated, though no one expects visitors to master the finer points. Remove your shoes whenever you enter a home, a traditional ryokan or certain restaurants with tatami seating. Look for the shoe rack at the entrance as your cue. Cash still matters more in Japan than many visitors expect. Plenty of small restaurants and shops remain cash only, so carry yen even if your main plan is to pay by card. Public trash cans are surprisingly rare, so Tokyo residents typically carry their trash until they reach a convenience store or their destination, worth planning for if you snack on the go. Talking loudly on trains, including phone calls, is considered rude. Most train cars are noticeably quiet, and locals generally keep conversations to a low murmur. Tattoos can still restrict entry to some traditional public baths and hot springs, though attitudes are loosening. So check individual venue policies, or look for tattoo-friendly onsen ahead of time. Learning a handful of basic Japanese phrases, hello, thank you, and excuse me goes a long way, and locals consistently respond warmly to the effort even with imperfect pronunciation. And respect queue culture everywhere. From train platforms to popular ramen shops, orderly lines are taken seriously, and cutting in is one of the fastest ways to draw disapproving looks. Eating while walking is generally frowned upon outside food festivals. Most locals stand near the stall or find a bench before finishing a snack rather than strolling with food in hand. Vending machines selling everything from hot coffee to hot meals sit on nearly every corner. A small but genuinely convenient part of daily life worth trying at least once. The biggest mistake is trying to cram too much into one trip. Tokyo rewards slower exploration of a few neighborhoods over a rushed checklist tour of every famous landmark. Skipping the IC card and fumbling with paper tickets at every station wastes real time. Tap-and-go transit is one of the simplest upgrades any visitor can make. Underestimating walking distances between train stations and attractions catches many visitors off guard. Tokyo's blocks are larger than they appear on a phone screen map. Booking a hotel far from a major train line to save money often backfires. The extra transfer time each day usually costs more in convenience than the savings are worth. Not booking popular restaurants or team lab tickets in advance leads to disappointment. Several of Tokyo's most talked about experiences sell out days or weeks ahead during peak season. Assuming English is widely spoken outside tourist hubs causes unnecessary stress. A basic translation app smooths over almost every situation where staff are not fluent. Traveling during rush hour with luggage is a mistake many first-timers make once. Packed trains and rolling suitcases do not mix, so time airport transfers outside peak commuting hours. Ignoring regional day trips like Kamakura or Nikko means missing some of the best scenery near Tokyo. The city is not the whole story of the region. Overpacking formal clothing is unnecessary. Tokyo is largely casual outside upscale dining. Comfortable walking shoes matter far more than dressy outfits for most itineraries. And exchanging large amounts of cash at airport kiosks with poor rates costs more than using an ATM at a convenience store once you land, which typically offers a fairer rate. Trying to see Tokyo and a second city like Kyoto in a rushed 2-day add-on leaves both feeling incomplete. Give each destination proper time rather than racing between them. Forgetting that many smaller shops and restaurants close one weekday for rest, often Monday or Wednesday, catches visitors off guard. So always check hours before making a special trip. Tokyo rewards curious travelers who enjoy walking, trying new food without a menu translation, and getting comfortably lost in neighborhoods that reward wandering off the main streets. First-time visitors to Asia often choose Tokyo precisely because it is safe, clean, and easy to navigate. A genuinely gentle introduction to the wider region. Food lovers will find few cities anywhere that match Tokyo's range, from Michelin-starred kitchens to standing noodle counters that cost less than a fast food meal back home. Pop culture fans chasing anime, gaming, and fashion will find entire neighborhoods built around exactly those interests. Few cities cater this directly to specific passions. Families traveling with kids generally find Tokyo easier than expected. Clean public spaces, reliable trains, and low crime make it far more manageable than its size suggests. Travelers who prefer relaxed beach time over city walking may find Tokyo overwhelming. Its scale and pace suit visitors who enjoy dense urban exploration over slower schedules. Tokyo is best for planners. Pre-booking restaurants, tickets, and trains ahead of time genuinely improves the experience. Spontaneous travelers may find themselves missing out on standout spots. In the end, whether Tokyo is right for you comes down to one question. Are you ready for a city that rewards curiosity, patience, and a comfortable pair of walking shoes? Design and architecture fans will find endless inspiration. From minimalist shrines to some of the boldest contemporary buildings anywhere, packed into neighborhoods just a short train ride apart. Nightlife seekers will find everything from quiet cocktail bars in Ginza to the loud neon energy of Shinjuku's Golden Gai, a genuine range rarely matched in a single city. And travelers on a tight timeline should know that even 3 or 4 focused days in Tokyo can feel worthwhile, though a full week lets the city's pace truly sink in. That is everything you need to know before visiting Tokyo in 2026. from entry requirements to knowing exactly what to skip. Which neighborhood are you most excited to explore? Shibuya, Shinjuku, or Asakusa? Tell us in the comments below. If this guide helped you plan your trip, please like and subscribe for more honest, in-depth travel guides from our small channel. Domo arigato for watching, and aloha from Kahana Designs. Until next time, safe travels and sweet dreams.